Hey Betty.
Hey Amy, how are you feeling about our presentation on Theatre of the Oppressed?
Yeah, good. Shall you and I go over the basics of the methodology before the girls arrive?
Sounds good. So let's start with the who, what, where, when, and why of Theatre of the Oppressed.
So let's start with the who. Theatre of the Oppressed was made by Augusto Boal, right?
Yes and no. Boal coined that term and developed the idea, but like many practitioners, he was influenced by others.
Oh yeah. He was highly influenced by that educator and theorist, Paulo Freire.
Yes, I believe he was.
Sorry to interrupt, Hattie here. I just thought I'd give you a brief history on Augusto Boal so that everyone's on the same page. Boal was born in 1931 in Rio de Janeiro and unfortunately died in May 2009. Boal studied chemical engineering at Columbia University in the late 1940s. He had a passion for theatre at a young age, but this only grew when he got a job at the Arena Theatre following his degree. It was through his love of creating political and social change through theatre that he became friends with Paulo Freire.
So, yeah, Friere, but also Brecht.
Brecht?
Yeah, Boal took a leaf out of Brecht's book and expanded on the ideas of bourgeois theatre.
Oh yeah, Boal followed in the German Marxist footsteps and aimed to break classical Aristotelian conventions.
Yes, so Brecht used a style of theatre often referred to as agripop, agitation propaganda theatre. He wanted to raise people's consciousness. Like Boal, Brecht opposed the use of empathy in theatre. Instead, he tried to make spectators watch plays in a detached, strange way. He does this through a distancing effect and engaging the audience directly.
So, kind of like when you break up the flow of a piece to break the fourth wall?
Exactly, which makes the social relations underlying theatrical stories visible.
Hey guys!
Hey!
So, though Boal was influenced by Brecht, he did also criticize him.
What?
Yeah, so Brecht's techniques did kept the spectator and the actors separate. He doesn't engage the audience in the same way Boal did.
Oh, yeah, and Boal's aim was to turn spectators or passive oppressed people into actors or fighters against the oppression. The spectator takes on the role of the actor.
Exactly. So when the stage and the audience are separate, you only really see the director's reality.
Boal was to engage a spectator, not alienate them with a projected subjective view.
Wow. Okay, so we have the who, why, and the details of the methodology and context. But how about the context? So, how about the application of the methodology?
Hi guys, so I believe I can help you there. Have you guys ever heard of the Cardboard Citizens Theatre Company? They use Theatre of the Oppressed as a way to make theatre that helps act on social change. Their main goal is to incorporate people who have been in different social changes like homelessness, and they want to change how society perceives homeless people.
When you say they use Theatre of the Oppressed, what kind of stuff do they do?
Within Theatre of the Oppressed, it's a lot of rehearsal techniques. Boal called Theatre of the Oppressed the rehearsal for the revolution. The most well-known one, and what Cardboard Citizens use a lot, is forum theatre.
What's forum theatre?
Some members perform to the rest, a moment of oppression, and then the Joker invites members who are watching the performance to come on stage as a character to provide the solution to the oppression.
Sorry, a joker? That's a funny title.
A Joker is someone who leads the activity, a sort of middle ground between play and analysis. They don't give their opinion, but they help guide the participants in the room to have their own say, which is what Theatre of the Oppressed is all about.
So, why did Cardboard Citizens choose to use Theatre of the Oppressed as a methodology?
They act on change by using the methodology as a type of theatre that has potential to spark any changes within our society. They tell each story hoping it would effect changes. They do this by using places locally, nationally, internationally. They can use the stage, they'll use the streets, they'll use hostels, prisons, centres. And one of their projects that we've decided to look on was with ESOL learners.
What's an ESOL learner?
I think I can help you there, Amy. ESOL stands for English for Speakers of Other Languages. The specific project Karon is referring to was a project run by Tony McBride and Terry O'Leary from Cardboard Citizens, in which they used forum theatre to help the students learn English. The project took place in 2014 in Bow in East London, and the performance was titled This Is Our Family. Tony McBride said,
primarily the aim was to engage residents of those areas and support the community in exploring the issues that were of concern to them.
i.e., the aim was to teach ESOL learners English whilst teaching the wider community about the issues ESOL learners face attempting to fit into the community.
What about Cardboard Citizens' pedagogical approach? Who did they draw from?
Cardboard Citizens draws mainly from Paulo Freire, a philosopher from the Global South, but their work also includes a lot of ideologies from Jean Piaget, a philosopher from the Global North. So it's interesting to see how these two meet.
Yeah, that is interesting. Could you expand on that?
Of course. So Cardboard Citizen has adopted Freire's critical pedagogy, critical consciousness being at the forefront of their work with exposure of social and political contradictions and taking action against the oppressive elements of one's life. Alongside this, they hone in on Piaget's theory of constructivism, which includes producing knowledge and forming meaning based on your own experiences. And this methodology focuses on assimilation and accommodation.
So within critical consciousness, the co-intentionality, learning from one another with the master, student relationship shifting, do you think Cardboard Citizens does this in their work?
Now that's a tricky question. Theorist Bell Hooks states in Teaching to Transgress, page 21, I do not expect any students to take risks that I would not take, to share anything that I would not share. She expresses that professors who are unwilling to share but expect it from students are exercising in a power manner. So if we look at the role of the Joker in purist theatre of the oppressed and how they use it in Cardboard Citizens, no, the Joker is not sharing their lived experience. So you could argue it's not completely co-intentional.
But you could also say that the Joker is in fact learning from the people of the room, and the Joker is engaging and probing further thought among the participants, and therefore it is co-intentional?
Yeah, I suppose so. They also give their members agency with how and where they show and perform and giving them the reins of their work. And Cardboard Citizens have done a lot of collaborations with other theatre companies at the request of the participants. So again, this is another co-intentional aspect.
So if you had to sum up their pedagogical approach in a few sentences, what would you say?
The methodology likes you to think for yourself and is completely undogmatic. Their members all have lived experience of homelessness, but within that you have such a diverse range of people with different backgrounds, values and beliefs. Working with their active and collaborative approach should encourage a pedagogy that is reflective, perceptive and integrative. Whoa,
that was so much info, but I actually think I understand it now.
Well, we best log off now. Bye guys.
All right, guys, bye.
So, in summary, Theatre of the Oppressed?
Theatre of the Oppressed uses many techniques to create social change for the oppressed, and their success comes from their aim, which is to involve the oppressed participants themselves.
And that's effective because?
Well, compared to other similar practitioners, Boal's technique lets the oppressed come up with their own solutions, which they can then use in their own lives to attack their oppression, rather than trying to persuade them with solutions from actors, getting the oppressed to claim back their power.
And how is that technique achieved?
Well, it does require complete co-intentionality in order to have the actors and the audience with equal levels of responsibility. However, the con is that true co-intentionality is very, very difficult to achieve, making this technique a tricky one to get right. However, the pro is that it is still an extremely successful technique in turning the passive oppressed into the fighter against oppression.
Whoa, so Theatre of the Oppressed is absolutely awesome. That has blown my mind. I think I get it all now too. So we have Cardboard Citizens, we have Boal, his influences. I think I've got it. I think we're ready for the presentation. If only we recorded this could have been our presentation. Damn it. Next time, eh? Bye, Amy.
Bye.